Hey everyone, welcome to day 3 of the Essentially You workshop. And I want to start by again thanking you for showing up for yourself. This is what this workshop is all about, is helping you step into clarity and confidence. And right before we started recording today's session, Diane shared the liberty of what her type was. And we're going to put Natty on the spot to see if she's done her homework too. Natty is my wonderful VA, guys. She is from Peru, and she has been calling and helping and does a lot of work behind the scenes. So I'm really happy and grateful that she is here with us this week to learn a little bit more about what we do at Fresh Approach Fitness and how we serve you. So Natty, what is your energy type, darling?
Hi, how are you, everyone? I think that my energy is, I think that is a mix because it's like 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yes.
So which one is more powerful? Like, which one do you think is your primary?
I think that 3.
You think the 3 is your primary?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. And Diane, you were sharing with us that your number is?
I'm a 4.
She's a 4 with a strong, we think, a 1.
I think a strong 1, I think.
Okay, so it took me a while to figure out my secondary type. And once I've discovered it, it makes a lot of sense. So my secondary type is a 3, but other people had to point out to me it was my features and my tenacity and things like that that actually made it quite obvious. So don't be surprised if it takes a while to figure out your secondary. Okay, so again, thank you for joining us. There's going to be a few people. I know everybody here is able to access their information behind the scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. And you've all booked, and I think you've all booked and gone over the questions and everything, so we're good. So before we go too far, I want to recap yesterday. What was your biggest takeaway from yesterday, ladies?
For me, it was the colors.
Okay.
Because I think that even substantiated that I was a 4 because my colors I was a 4. Where the other colors I wasn't, I'm not a pale, muted colors. So I think the colors turned around. I found that very, very interesting.
Okay, really, really cool. And how about you, Lorraine? What was your biggest takeaway from yesterday?
Yes, I agree the colors too, because blue has always been my favorite color, and the blues in the patch there really matched what I wear and what I like, what I'm comfortable in.
Awesome. And do you find, I know Lorraine, for everybody's sake, I know you've done this session before. Have you been wearing your colors more and more?
I haven't changed my wardrobe because actually my blue tops, I love blue, but a lot of my comfortable blue tops, I've worn them so much that they're stained. So I can't wear them to go out. So I just wear what I can around the house, and then I wear my favorite colors when I go out, but I need to buy more tops that are comfortable. I have one more blue top that's good, and I only wear it to go out because it's my favorite color.
Well, I have to tell you, the biggest difference that it has made for me since January this year is that I have not worn black or gray, and I have completely stepped into my colors. Even today, and I'm going to show you what I'm wearing today. It's white and blue. There's no other type ones here, but they are in the behind the scenes with a cute pair of blue pants. It is amazing what happens to you when you are wearing the right color. So how this makes a difference with clarity and confidence, and don't worry, Natty, I'm going to circle back to you in a second, but how this makes a difference with clarity and confidence is people approach you. Your aura shines a little bit brighter. It is slightly different. I am out shopping. I am doing whatever, groceries, whatever, wearing my colors, or we're at a restaurant, and people will come and talk to me that I either know or don't know. And it's just because I am so comfortable and the person that I am, I fit well in the clothes that I am wearing. Even yesterday, I was wearing a brown top with a pair of white leg pants that were like almost like a linen. Now, I think I shared this yesterday. and if not, anybody that follows me on social media would have seen it today. I actually dress every day. I choose clothes that I would wear on stage doing public speaking. How is that for setting your intentions for your future self? Right? That is powerful. So Natty, what was your biggest takeaway from yesterday?
I think that the colors too, but I love to use red, the red color, because I don't know why when I use red, I feel like everything goes better in my life. I don't know, the people comes to me, talk to me like more natural, and I love that color. But right now we are in winter here in my country, so that's why I am really, yes, with a lot of clothes. But normally I love to wear vivid colors.
So again, that's excellent. So for you, it's tapping into that right shade of red, right? And then ladies and gentlemen listening to this on the recording or live or whatever, your challenge for today is to put a photo up. And Lorraine, I saw that you did this already, which is spectacular. I'm going to be doing a draw for everybody that participates. Put something on in your color and take a picture and describe what's different from what you would normally choose. Just upload a picture to everything, essentially you, and let's just see what's different. Are you shining a little bit brighter? Has your aura changed? Are you more comfortable? So yes, that is today's one of today's homework pieces. An outfit in your color, as close as you can. And I would like to see you go there. If you have something that is your color, Lorraine, I've actually updated my wardrobe winter, spring, summer, and like I said, fall, I'm planning on just layering as much as I can. I'll probably get a piece or two. That's because it's made that much of a difference to me. There are many clothes I have, or that I've had in the past that I purchased that something's off. It didn't feel right. The energy, the fit, and it's like, it doesn't make sense. And that could just be the lighting at the store. So do yourself a favor and give this a shot and just see the difference.
Yes, I bought an outfit too. It was a pantsuit. It was a dressy pantsuit. I bought it, of course, through the catalog when it was Sears.
Yes. Yes.
And I bought it, had it shortened for the pants for me, and I never wore it because I didn't feel comfortable in it. Never wore it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why it just, oh, what are you showing me, Natty? Oh, you're red?
Yes, I want to
Beautiful.
show you when I am in red. I think that I don't know. I like how it seems to me, that color, how
It's
it wears to me.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank
And who was going to say something? Sorry, guys. And so for Natty, your red that you want, I was just trying to figure out where I put it here. You have so many choices. Oh, wait, you're a type 3? Yeah, you have so many good choices of variations of red. I mean, it kind of looks pink here with the light because I have this light on. But these are actually your red colors. And there are so many different variations. Again, you can't, there you go. You can't quite tell as much, but you'll be able to see through the other cards when I've got them posted there. But you have some options. Now, the boldest option is type 4, which is Diane, which is the pure red. Two variations of pure red. And a type 2 has no red. You only have like the pinks kind of. Whereas type 1 has more of a coral red. So again, you can have shades of, and if it's not the exact shade, it will make a big, big difference. Just letting you know. My number 1 card is still upstairs in my bedroom because that's where it hangs out. Because whenever I buy something, I double check, triple check before I take off the price, just to make sure that it is indeed the right shade of what I'm looking for. I'm gonna put this light back on. All right, guys. So the other homework piece we had yesterday was we talked about, from your PDF here, we talked about awareness and discovery, and it had to do with, so the first 2 pages, awareness and discovery. So awareness, and there was some information on the back. I double-sided mine. And then there's discovery. And why these are important now, and there's a few questions, 3 questions each, and they had to do with your beliefs. So I don't know who's done the homework yet. If you want to snap a picture, if you want to hand it in, this is for you. You don't have to participate in this part. The draw today will be on the clothes and trying that picture there. But I wanted to just recap that when you do this exercise, I want you to think about your subconscious and your conscious. I want you to think about your nurturing, which is your childhood, to your life the way it is now. Like, so the people in the places and the experiences in your environment, that's what I mean by nurturing. And I want you to think about your energy type, okay, as you're answering these questions. So these questions we don't really go over in here, but I want to show you how to think differently by going through them and how it's going to help you shift to the next. And this is a little bit of the extra bonus homework that's going to help you grow to that next level. You guys ready to go for today? Ready to get started? All right. I listened to some music right beforehand, and now I have my groove. I have my groove. I'm happy. All right, let's get this party started. All right. The fun. And go into my, actually, go here, minimize. I don't think I can minimize while it's recording. So, oh, I need to share a screen. That's what I need to do. My goodness, where am I thinking this morning? Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You guys can see the screen now? Okay. So this is what we talked about yesterday, and you can understand a little bit more now about how choosing the right clothes, choosing the right colors, more importantly, can help step up your level of confidence. We're all on the same page with that? Okay. What's next is what it looks like to step into inspired action. And before we go too far with this one, I want to read to you, most of you have had this conversation with, and I want to read to you some people's answers. How do you know that you have stepped into inspired action? For most people, it's a feeling. That's how they know. They feel something. Things that make them feel good, having a greater purpose. For some people, it means that other people are believing in themselves based on their work. So they feel good and excited based on other people's results. For some people, it's a matter of stepping outside of their comfort zone. But the majority of people, some people say it's vibrational. So stepping into inspired action is primarily a feeling for the majority of the people that I interviewed before this. Very few people, and this could be their personality type. This is where knowing your numbers and circling back to that was a really cool eye opener. So like Diane, you're a 4. And Lorraine, I don't think you and I went over these questions, did we? Oh, you're muted, hon. You can either unmute. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sorry. I think it's been a while. I think we might have the first time.
No, I didn't do them. This is the first time I did these questions, and I did the pre-interview. So you and I can still do that. Just book a quick 15 minutes in my calendar.
Okay.
And then we'll go over them, and it'll be a really cool eye opener. The difference for you is you've had the experience of the workshop, so your answers might be different than what they would have been. But it'll be interesting to see if a type 4 talks about feelings, or if everybody talks about feelings, or if certain types talks about feelings. Type 4s, for instance, might talk about, or a type 3, I mean, or even a type 2 might talk about, they know that they've stepped into inspired action because they're literally checking things off their list. Right? So everybody is so different. Some people get a sense of calm. Some people know they've stepped into inspired action because they feel confident. So these are really different ways of looking and judging whether or not even you've stepped into inspired action. But at the end of the day, change is hard. We often hear it, we often say it, and we end up believing it. But change is something that we desire for and strive for. Whether the change means ditching a bad habit, or developing a new skill, or making a big life change, we have all experienced the desires to make change in our life. So we need change. Change brings about, it takes us out of autopilot. It gets us out of that subconscious action and puts us into conscious, intentional, inspired action. So when we step out of our subconscious and we start intaking inspired action, that's exactly what we need to be doing to begin to design our lives our way. This is what we're all looking for. We're not looking to be the cookie cutters of what the Canadian or American corporate system has set us up for. We're all looking for more for our lives, so we wouldn't be here. Simple. You wouldn't care what clarity or confidence means to you if you didn't want something different. So there are three main factors that have a role with what it looks like to step into inspired action, your mindset, which is why you're doing some of this piece right here. Your mindset is what you think. So when you uncover your beliefs, your desires, and you become more aware, that's the first step, becoming aware. And then you can go into acceptance. Values are what we believe. And again, this comes from the other parts that I had mentioned about our nurturing, a little bit about our energy type, a little bit about our subconscious and our conscious minds and our experiences. What do we really believe in that? And then you mix it all together, and that ends up being our behaviors. And that is the action that we take. So today is day 3 of the workshop, as I mentioned, and I'm going to be sharing a little bit today about a couple of options. I'm going to talk more about that later. But I'm going to take a minute now and share one tool that I have, well, 2 tools actually, that make this particular piece right here, stepping into inspired action, extremely helpful and extremely doable. Because for some people, they just don't know where to start. They want this. It's more than just wearing certain colors for them. They're ready to step into inspired action. I have this book right here. I'm going to just stop sharing for just a second. I have this book called Your Story Matters. And this is a women's self-love, self-awareness workbook. Now, if you have this book, or if you've ordered this book on Amazon before, it is available as a PDF and as a physical book. I have tabbed some components for you. Sorry, something stuck. You can see something stuck. So I've actually created a course to go with this book. And up until Monday, the 19th, this course is valued at $222. It will be going up after the 19th to $333. It is a 30-day action plan course to help you go through this workbook. It's behind the scenes access, and it is phenomenal for helping you get started on your journey. 1 second. Perfect. Just let me know if you are. Hang on. High and dry. Sorry for leaving you high and dry. I just needed to catch myself for a second. So the course is $222. It's going to be available at $222 until the 19th. Then it goes up to $333. So if you're interested in going through this Your Story Matters book, the 30-day action plan course is the best way to do it. And here's why. You get a 45-minute call with me. Then you get unlimited access via text, email, or like Facebook Messenger for the next 30 days as you are going through the course. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. It's not up on my link tree yet, but it will be a little bit later. You can just send me a message, Sonya, I'm interested in your 30-day action plan. And that's what it is, the 30-day action plan to help you get through this book and discover a little bit more about you. So we are going to go back to the video now and see what, or the presentation now, and see what's next. So I want you to think about these questions right now. How do you feel right now in this moment? Are you genuinely, authentically, purely satisfied with life? Do you believe you can be happy, healthy, and successful? What is missing from your life that you would need in order to consider yourself happy, healthy, and successful? And why do some people have everything and other people have nothing? What are your thoughts on that? And you don't need to answer this now. You can take a screenshot, or you can circle back if you're going back to check the recording. But this is a really good action piece for you to just consider journaling, just so you can get your finger on the pulse and see what may or may not be working for you in your life. And this exercise is going to teach you about abundance and about your personal journey as well. So as we step further and further into inspired action, you're going to notice your patterns and you're going to choose to make change. And I put down some affirmations here that are going to be very fitting, and you can write down whichever ones stand out to you. And if you have any other ones that you like, just share with us. So make a decision and be willing to change. And you can simply write down or say, I am willing to change. I am willing to change. I am willing to change. This is how you're going to start to make some changes in your life. Awareness is the first step to change. I am in the rhythm of flow in ever-changing life. How to change? I cross bridges with joy and ease. And building the new. The answers within me, I need to fix that. The answers within me come to my awareness with ease. So the answers within me come to my awareness with ease. The answers within me. Okay. So I'm going to put you on the spot here, ladies. Diane, which affirmation makes the most sense to you where you're at right now in your life?
I think it's more that I'm willing to change.
Perfect. So you would say you're at the first step.
I'm at the first step. Yes.
Okay. And Lorraine?
I've been doing this thing for a while, so I think it's between the last two.
Perfect.
I'm still having trouble crossing bridges, and I know the answers are within me, but I need to find them. I need to do more meditation to find those answers.
Excellent. Excellent.
But
And
boy, a few years ago, I'd have been at number one.
so there you go. Your journey takes time, and that's okay. You were in the rhythm of flow and ever changing life over the last couple of years, as most of us were. Most of us are on the regular. So these quotes, and again, you can feel free to take a screenshot or with your camera or write them down, or I mean with your phone or write them down. You can, depending on where you fall, you can certainly start saying these every single day. Now, this is about change, but there are other affirmations that you should be saying on the regular. Does anybody have a favorite affirmation that they'd like to share?
I think one of mine is that I am important.
Yeah.
I matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are both really, really good. So your affirmations is something that should be said regularly. My favorite affirmation that I've been saying regularly at night, and we're going to talk about this because when we were little, all of us were little, I'm going to stop share for 1 second. When we were little, we were read fairy tales. When we were little, we were talked about Cinderella and a Prince Charming. And normally, and this is not anybody's fault, this is just where society was at this time, but those fairy tales are the last thing that we heard before we fell asleep at night. That is the story that's been in our head, is that somebody's going to rescue us and make our life perfect. There's never been a fairy tale or a story about us making ourselves perfect or fulfilled or happy or loved or whatever it might be. So we are now in a society where we're trying to fill our life with self-love, so we can make it a different pattern and a different change for our kids. So in our families and our workspaces and everybody around us, because we want a different experience. So what I say every single night, and part of your homework piece is to look up an affirmation that you can start to say regularly. It can be one of these, or I'm going to give you 4 different names of people that you can look into. But what I start saying every single night is everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. So when I lay in bed and I shut off my book and I shut off my light and I'm all done, I repeat that over and over and over again until I fall asleep. The very last thing that is going into my conscious mind, into my subconscious as I'm sleeping, I am setting the stage that everything is working out for me. How powerful is that? Right? You wake up completely different. So like for our childhood, which is where a lot of this insight, the footprints of our life stem from, is our childhood. The ingrainment has been there forever. I am working on flipping that script. So there are at least 4 people I can think of, at least, that I would suggest that you Google or look into and come up with your own affirmation. And I'd like to see you post them. So assignment number 2, post or share, and share, whatever, your favorite affirmation. I would suggest that you look into Bob Baker. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's Bob Baker. It's either Baker or Barker. One of the two. Gabrielle Bernstein, Mel Robbins, and the other one who is extremely powerful,
Louise Hay.
Louise Hay. Yeah, she's another good one that I would recommend. Or Esther and Jerry Hicks, which is the Stories of Abraham. They've got some really good affirmations in there. You might even have books around. Think of one affirmation that suits everything and makes you feel good. Okay. So that's going to be your homework number 2. So Bob Baker, Gabby Bernstein, Mel Robbins, and Louise Hay, Esther, which is weird because that's my mom's name, Esther Jerry Hicks. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. These are powerful for change. You can even use one of these ones because we are looking to make a powerful impact and we are all looking for change. As we're stepping into inspired action, most people have no idea how they got what they got or how to get what they've got. Whatever the language is here, they have no idea how they ended up where they're at today, period. With the material possessions that they have, or maybe the partner that they have, or the job that they're doing, most people just landed here. They didn't intentionally show up here. Some of us blame fate and chance. It's one or the other. They just landed here. But here's the thing. You have created the life that you have. You made the choices. You are the CEO of your calendar. You said yes. Every time you said yes, it brought you closer and closer to the person you are right now, which stemmed from the decisions that you made 90 days ago or longer. That is a big eye opener right there, because there's so much that we say yes to. And in so many cases, when I do some work with clients and we look at their calendar, and their calendar is either overwhelming or there's no space in there for their own life and their own love themselves. Because if we take that Cinderella story and change it and make ourselves the Prince Charming, what a difference it would make. We're not looking for the external validation because we have it within us. We're not looking for anybody to praise us because we know that we are doing an amazing job, because we have built up that confidence. So everything that has happened to you is created by you. Very powerful. You know, every day my lunchtime timer's gone off to eat lunch, and every day I have ignored it at this time because I'm doing this presentation. But do you think I've shut off the timer? No. So guys, we're human. We're all human. But whether consciously or subconsciously or by default, you have created your life. It is not a result of fate or circumstances. That's huge. So now that we know what inspired action looks like and feel like, we are going to look at what it looks like and feels like to start to become unstoppable. The price of doing the same old thing is far higher than the price of change. It's huge. You know, all of those little things that you wanted to do, you should really go and do them. How many of those are on your list? And think about this. What is holding you back? So this photo of me staring out the window was while I did a cross-country trip through the United States earlier this year, driving my daughter to Edmonton. We hopped in her truck and we did a 30-hour drive. And yes, one of my goals this year was to explore more. I have explored more. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't have a plan because I'm not that type of person. And I own that. That's where I need to go to my type 2 friends or my daughter who's a type 2 or a type 3 or somebody else to put a plan together, because I'm good with a toothbrush and a credit card. Really. I don't need a plan, but every morning she got in the truck and she put the GPS in of where we're going next and realigned us. And I was in there making sure that we had food. But when you've got the right people on your team and you each have your role, whatever that team looks like, you are going to go ahead and start to check off those things on your list. And I know right now we don't necessarily know what those things are. You may have an idea, you may not. It's likely going to start, and it's definitely going to start, and I talked about this yesterday on my socials. It's going to start with understanding what it is you don't like right now. What it is that isn't working for you in your life right now. You know, is your bank account not smiling at you? Are you overwhelmed when you get your bills in? Or is the debt load too high? Or do you not know how to balance that part and make it enjoyable? Or do you have nothing to do with the money, which is even scarier, because then you're letting that Prince Charming take that role. And then you're not in control of your life at all, because anything can happen at any time. And we've seen this when one partner loses the other partner and they have no clue how to even take care of any of the finances because they've never done it before. And I just chose finances for this example, but it could be anything. The best way you can take control and start to become unstoppable is to step into the version of you. Step into the version of you who dresses like she's going to be on stage or whatever she is. That person obviously has confidence. She has clarity. She knows where she's going. It means she's unstoppable. So these are some takeaway questions. What is the price you are taking for not taking action in your life? What is it costing you? And is it costing you happiness? Is it costing you fights? Is it causing you tension? Is it causing you frustration? We've all been there. I've certainly been there. I worked in a job I hated more than once. I've done the right things more than once, and it didn't align with me. Not that I needed to do the wrong things, but those weren't the right things for me. It took 49 years to discover who I am and to march to my own beat. But I am very much a pioneer versus a follower. What is the price you are paying right now sorry, the price you are paying for right now is the price for procrastination. And that is anxiety and feeling bad and feeling like you're not good enough. Are you paying a price for doing the same old thing over and over and over again? Whatever that same old thing is, are you not going for walks every day and then eating junk and then not liking the way you feel? Well, that procrastination is leading to anxiety and feeling bad because you don't feel good when you do those things. At the end of the day, when you are sick, you have one wish, and that is to feel better. When you feel good, you have a lot of wishes, and you want to conquer them all off your list. So think about, oh, go ahead, Lorraine.
Oh, I was just thinking, I never thought of it that way, but it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it is relatively easy to take care of yourself. You'll notice that there's a habit tracker in the back end that you can put together, and I help people with that. I do offer a la carte coaching, which means you don't need the full package. You can just hop in and pay for a price and then block a book of time. I do have a life coaching package for anybody catching this live or in the recording. My life coaching package is $3,333 for 16 sessions. Okay. For anybody that signs up between now and the 19th, I'm going to give you plenty of time. And I am extending this to everybody. It'll automatically go down to $3,000. So I will shave $333. Okay, off of that for 16 sessions. So I'm taking the package at $333 and I am bringing it down to $3,000. And I do offer different payment plans, different programs, different packaging, different payments, and that's completely something that we can talk about. It doesn't have to be all at once. I definitely work with people. So just keep in mind that there is a promo, and this is what we're going to do is work hand in hand to help you come up with a solution that works for you, for designing your life your way, helping you step out of the unbearable and into the unstoppable. So being unstoppable includes a few of the following. You're thinking about what happens next, and goal setting, and relationships, and thinking ahead, and gratitude, and reflections on where you've been so you know where you want to go. And any kind of ambiguity. Your adult life, is this what you expected it to be? I'm going to share with you what a few others have said that becoming unstoppable means to them. For some people, it's having more time in the day. They want an extra couple of hours added to their day, and that's going to make them unstoppable. Some people just didn't know the answers to what would make them unstoppable, and that's okay. You might not know yet. You might not be at that stage yet. For some people, they feel like they are already unstoppable because they are sitting so much in masculine energy, in the hustle, in the doing. And that is a different conversation that we're going to be heading into tomorrow. For some people, they know that they're unstoppable already because they walk with a bounce. They feel buoyant. They feel light. They feel great. And again, that is a feeling that they are stepping into. That's a level of unstoppable for those people that feel that. Someone else said that death is the only thing that will stop them. I had a gentleman tell me, who I'd interviewed with this, that he is unstoppable and wants to bring more people with him on his journey. How empowering is that? Knowing that you are that unstoppable that you just want to link arms with more people and help them get there yourself. I've also had somebody share with me that it would take a lot of work for her to feel unstoppable. You know, she's not really sure what it would look like or feel like, and that is totally okay. That is the mindset piece that we talked about earlier, the mindset, the values, and the behaviors that we work on, that whole triangle piece. And with the negative mindset, it's easier to fail, so she wants to stay more in the positive. But what happens with that is we need to understand the laws. The laws, one of the laws is the law of polarity right now. And with every action has an opposite reaction. So it's like a pirate ship. It sways back and forth. And if you're spending so much time in negative and then you swing up to the positive and all of a sudden you're really, really high, you're going to swing back. You're going to swing. You're going to swing. So what we're looking for here when it comes to becoming unstoppable, we're going to have smaller swings because we're going to find our new sweet spot of what works for you. You're still going to dip, but you're not going to dip that bad and you're not going to go high that bad and then crash, right? It's finding that balance. Somebody else said that they feel unstoppable when they feel more confident in themselves. Amazing how this circles back to everything we've been talking about, right? So I think this is very powerful about designing your life your way, thinking of these points here, and what makes you unstoppable. Oh, can you imagine how powerful it would be if people were to be able to fix the root of the problem, whatever their problem is, whatever's holding them back, instead of a typical Band-Aid solution? Just imagine the impact that would have on the workforce, entrepreneurs, or even some of your friends, even your household. And I really encourage everybody, and I am going to put this down, to do the Kind of Curious quiz that is in my link tree. I will put the Kind of Curious quiz in the Facebook group, and I will mention it in the back office or the back end. And this Kind of Curious quiz is going to let me know where you are physically stuck in your body. I will be able to present you with a couple of different solutions that you can start to apply in your life. This is an eye-opener. If you've done it before, do it again, because you're not the same person as you were then. You're a different person now. So I encourage you to do it again if you haven't done it, or even if you've done it before. So follow your bliss. Don't be afraid. Doors are going to open where you didn't even know that there are going to be doors. So guys, before we head on to the next, I know we're right at 12:45. I know I took a second there, so I actually felt very nauseous. I actually thought I was going to get sick. I don't know if you saw how red my face went, and I don't know what hit me all of a sudden. But what questions do you have for me today as we end today's session? None. Are you all there? Smile, thumbs up, something. I'm not sure if you're frozen. Oh, Diane moved. Okay, perfect. So no questions for me today. Or do you guys have any questions for me today?
I just find that it's there's so much to go over. When I do things like this, it takes me so long to go. I know I'm usually slow in things anyways. I'm not a go when I'm reading and doing things, but I just find it takes so much long for me to read things and go over things in my head and actually write things down. I know they say sometimes you should just write the first thing that comes to mind, but for me, a lot of times it's just blank. And it just takes me a long time to really think about things, to be aware of them, and actually realize that it's part of the thing that's not a good habit, and then to sort of put it into a format, to sort of turn it into a good format. It takes me a long time to go through all these things. I can't go through it fast.
That's okay. You don't have to go through it fast. Remember your energy type. You're a type 2. You're detailed. You like to have all of the facts. You like to put things in a certain way. Own that. So what I heard from you right there, and I'm trying really not to coach you, but I'm just letting you know, give yourself the permission to be who you are. And if it takes you a little bit longer, you have access to the recording, right? You don't need to take the first answer that comes to mind, and I'm going to share why. And I think I talked about this yesterday, and if I didn't, I could have been on a call with somebody, but if I did, I apologize. In society, even when we're children and we're at school, if we didn't know the answers, if we weren't called upon, we were known as not good enough. Can you agree with me on that, everybody? Yeah? Okay. So that has been ingrained. Remember how I said earlier that a lot of what we've developed in our mindset and our subconscious has happened from our childhood. different chakras have been impacted at different points of our lives. And they're seated there and rooted with us as unconditional parts of the way we need to be living our life. And the one thing that the education system has stressed from grade 1 until college or university is that if you don't know the answers when you're called upon right away, then you're not good enough. And now we're going into the adult world with that feeling. Let that go. That does not define you. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you are. What I would like to say to you is if you don't know the answers, that is a good thing. That is why you're here. You're here to think differently, and it means you're open to whatever comes to mind. Okay? So give yourself grace. Step into that type 2 person. Go back and look at those qualities because you are you for a reason. And the world needs you to be you for that reason. You have those skills and values to bring to the table.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I also find that I thought maybe there was something wrong with me for I guess my whole life, because it takes me a while to process things in my head when people talk. And I often ask people to repeat. If it's too long of a sentence, I ask them to repeat it because it doesn't process in my brain.
Be kind to yourself, Lorraine, because I have a strong feeling that you are absorbing other people's opinions and now you're identifying yourself with them. Who cares how long it takes you? You're not being judged. You are judging yourself. And may I say, the course to help you go through that book might be a great addition for you to understand where you're at and what you're going through right now. Okay, so today we talked about the 2 entry points of working with me, how we've got the course at 222, a 30-day action plan to help you become a better version of you. And then we talked about the one-on-one coaching with a $333 discount for this particular workshop in this week. There's 2 different entry points that I can work with people, and it will make a big difference, especially when you are showing up every day and you're trying to show up every day as the best version of yourself, and you're trying to make these changes and you want to stay on track. Does anybody else have any questions before we sign off for today? No? Okay. I want to thank you all for your time. I know you've sent some referrals my way. I know make sure your friends are catching the recordings or the Celebrate Everything group. Make sure you chime in there. I'm definitely going to do a giveaway for what we've talked about today. The outfit will be the giveaway. The other 2 are bonuses. And I haven't decided yet if I'm doing a giveaway from yesterday because I didn't set that up for a homework assignment. So I might just do a special draw at the very end for the most participation. But we'll see how that goes. You know how you can reach me. You can find my link tree. I'm going to put this in the back end. You all have my contact information by now. Reach out to me if you have any questions. There should be, if you haven't booked a call yet with me, book a call. I've got those 5 questions I want to go over with each and every single one of you. Okay. So, and then I want to make sure you have access to this so you can get as much value from this free workshop as you possibly can. That's it, my friend.
Which 5 questions did you say you wanted to go over?
The 5 that I already spoke to you, Lorraine, I'm sure.
Are they written down anywhere?
Actually, I didn't. No, they're not. So you might want to book. You might want to book a quick 15 minutes with me. I did not go over these 5 questions with you at all. So these are the questions that I talked about a little bit in the workshop today, and they're very powerful. Okay. Thank you for that. Again, I do apologize for going over and for suddenly thinking I was going to get sick. I know what happened is I took my morning vitamins. I took it with my smoothie and I thought it was enough time for my stomach to digest, and it all didn't go down. So it was like, uh-oh, big problem. Doing a workshop and then be like, oh, I'm going to get sick. But I needed to step away. Ran upstairs, got some saltines, and now I'm shining my bright light again. Namaste, my friends. That means the goodness in me sees the goodness in you, or the soul in me sees the soul in you, however you want to interpret it. Very similar, but have a blessed day and enjoy every minute of the person of you that you are. And I will see you all tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.